Nah, that's way too hot for my own good. I don't want to have a repeat of yesterday. It was actually 2 days ago now. But hello, fellas. We are back at it again in the garden. Boom. Welcome back again. Ooh. I haven't actually got an idea for this video. I mean, I never usually do, to be honest. I just kind of rip them off the Domatron, so... Yeah, mate. But what I did want to speak about in this video, like a little thing that I had in the back of my cranium, was stop trying to convert your friends to the game that you're playing. And in today's video as well, I want to speak about the game because a lot of guys like DM me after a Discord call or something and I'll be speaking about the game and they're like, what is the game, bro? I'm like, oh, you clearly don't know the game if you don't know what the game is, punk. But as a context to me telling you not to convert your friends to the game, you're obviously going to want to know what the game is, correct? The game is for me, well, there are many games. There are games inside of games. There are bigger games, there are smaller games. Anything can be a game, but the game that I'm specifically speaking about is the getting money, improving yourself, building an empire, leveling up, chasing perfection, essentially, is the game. Like, chasing perfection in whatever realm that you are in is pretty much, I would say, the game. Or getting a specific desired outcome in whichever sector that you are operating in, for instance. Like, the game for me at the moment is the Discord is a game. There's so many games inside the Discord that improve the Discord and level it up and give it a better experience for you boys. You know what I mean? There are loads. I don't want to go too deep on it because it's quite a general topic, but the game that I'm per se speaking about is trading in this regard, because although it sounds hypocritical, because 2 out of the 7, including me, 3 out of the 7, I suppose. Essentially, I have 7 friends in my friend group, and one of them is me, so maybe 6 friends overall. And this is like my day ones from Stafford. And when I was first going through this journey of trying to play the game, trying to make money, trying to leave that usual life, I also shared that dream with my friends. And I'm not talking about shared as in told them about it. No, they already knew that I was trying to do all that for years and years and years. But what I did wrong was I was trying to convert them. I was basically saying that, because in my head, this was maybe 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. No, I don't know. Probably 4 years ago. Yeah. In my head, I couldn't comprehend how they didn't want to play the game. Their game was fun and the festivals, and I was going to them too at that time, but they really liked it, and they weren't really, in my opinion, and if there are any of them watching this, I don't give a shit about this now, and neither do you, and you probably hated me at this time, but whatever. I just couldn't comprehend how they didn't want to play the game I was playing, because I thought that the game I was playing was the most efficient, best possible game. Like trading, it's the best thing. Like, I was like, at least you know all about it, boys. Like, you need to jump on it. Like, this summer, we need to change our lives. Like, what are you doing? Like, they know this. They came back from Creamfields at the time, probably all on come downs or whatever, because they're all, that's the game with the festivals and the raves. And I sent a video, like a 3-minute video, basically like a rant saying like, no, we need to change our lives. Like, you need to grind. Like, you need to come on, jump on this. Like, none of us are taking this serious enough. Even I wasn't. And I was like, come on, like, we need to actually make something of ourselves here. And like, you need to stop doing this and stop doing that. Some of them got inspired. Some of them got offended. Definitely affected certain friendships. Fell out with some, you know what I mean? Some took it in the wrong way. And I should not have put my dreams on some other people because they're my dreams. Why the fuck would I expect everyone else to have the same exact perspective on life as me and have the same exact goals and want to play the same exact games? And that's wrong, and you shouldn't do that. And I've learned that now, and I've matured. However, 2 of them obviously converted. Well, 2 of them converted, but like, I started trading first. Then Ewans from the Discord, if you know him, EAA Trading, I think he's named himself. Then Bucko trades. Ewans has always been in the game as well. Me and him started off copywriting. We tried to do an Amazon FBA business together. So we were always trying to like do something, because we were both in Hustlers University, guys. You know what I mean? We quit that early, but we were in it to kickstart. But I wasted so much energy, so much spiritual energy as well as physical energy on like genuinely pouring my heart out to these guys, trying to help them. And if they're not interested, bro, they're not going to pursue it after my help anyway. You know what I mean? And that's not calling my mates pricks. I love these guys. I meet them now. I'm in Stafford. I literally met them yesterday. I meet them every day. Yeah? Because they're sound guys. But they don't have to play the game. You know what I mean? They can be sound guys and not play the game. And this is what a lot of you, like, earlier guys in your journey, first year, first 2 years maybe, and you're just starting to get some traction or you're just learning the skill and stuff. Just because someone doesn't trade, that doesn't mean they're a pussy. Just because someone's not playing the game, that doesn't mean they're a fucking pussy, okay? Yes, obviously we're going to have, like, game players. We're going to have prejudice on people that don't play the game. Obviously, bro, you're not going to avoid that. Deep down, I think, like, this is truth, and if any of my mates are watching this, this is what I genuinely think. Deep down, I think, like, sacrifice now, otherwise the sacrifice will be later. And I know that. And I know that exchange, but they've got to figure that out for themselves. And if they don't, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Everyone's on their own path anyway. So it doesn't matter at all. Everyone wants to live their own experience, and they're going to get richer, joyful, fun, childlike memories now. And I'm not. I'm going to be real. Like, how am I going to get fun, childlike, jokey laughs in my bedroom, cranking 19 hours a day? Like the bald kickboxer. Literally, I'm doing that, bro. You know what I'm saying? How am I going to get that? But I know that my fun, my enjoyment, my happiness comes from looking back at what I have done and knowing I've done the right thing for my future. And maybe I don't get on it at the pub and get on the pints and go to the festivals and go to the raves and have fun in that regard, and I don't fuck around as much. Maybe. But I would much rather not fuck around and be as happy now, which I am still happy, but now, and then in maybe 3, 4, 5 years, be in the GT3 in Monaco. You know what I mean? That is my fun. I don't really have fun in these, I'm not going to call them mediocre environments, but you know what I'm saying? More mediocre environments that are more easily found. I'm more having fun where I want to fucking listen to House of the Rising Sun on a yacht with my fucking printer mates, looking off into the sunset, fucking with an AP on. You're not going to get that by going to the pub and working a random job, going to uni. You're just not. You're going to have other experiences that I don't get. That's fair. There's always an exchange. There's always give and take. It's just which ones do you want? Which games do you want to play? That's what you've got to pick. Like, you need to pick which games you're going to play, and you need to play them until you finish the game, like, or at least get to a stage where you're happy with it. Because if you keep swapping games, if you keep going trading, different hustle, then you're going from going all in to not as much all in now, and then you go from focusing on your dreams to, oh, maybe I'm going to take a back seat. You're not going to get anywhere, bro. That's not how this shit works, bro. The killers and the guys that are relentless, and they are killers. They don't stop, bro. Like, you're competing with somebody every time. You're always going to be competing with other guys. So I don't know. Maybe non-game players, they understand the value exchange, and they just want now, and they understand that later they can just do the work in the 9 to 5, and they'll pay their bills later. I personally don't think that's right, but that doesn't matter at all, mate. That does not matter at all. But for those of you who I am talking to, most of you are aspiring game players, I want to give you my insight on the game, my tips and tricks, mentally and physically, to get over certain hurdles. But number one, right, and I'm going to tell you this, and this might seem quite pessimistic, but it's just my personal experience. The game that you're playing is always 100 times deeper and harder, and there are also way more variables than you could possibly imagine when you enter the game, okay? I found this out in a lot of realms, especially the trading. There is so much about the trading which is like, oh my God, I did not know all of this was here. What the hell is going on? Same with the psychology. There's so many layers to psychology. There's so many layers to every single aspect. Now, what you will find is, and this is what I find as well, you know, and this is actually a good example. You know when you play those games, yeah, maybe when you're younger, and you start with your character, yeah? Boom, you got a character here. You have maybe 10 columns, and they all have a scale between maybe it's either 0 or minus. So let's just say 0 to 10. And you have maybe 10 points in the bottom right. And you can choose which sliders you pull up. Charisma, strength, speed, you know what I mean? Get more niche than that. Speech, confidence, posture, body language, mental capacity. You know what I mean? There's loads of different sliders. Imagine when you spawn in as a human, pretty much, bro, you get your genes have a hand. Maybe your genes carry them over, but when you spawn in, you have a handful of points, and they just fucking chuck them at a wall, bro. And you don't even know what you're gonna get. Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses in the game. So when you're playing the game, you need to outline what you're good at in comparison to everyone else naturally, and then you need to focus either on what you're good at or bring up the weaknesses, or both, which I do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a savage. Like for me, I know, and I'm not there yet, and I know there are also many better people many better people at me than this, but I know that my speech has always been pretty decent. I've always been able to speak. I've always been able to convey my thoughts. Pretty good at articulation, in my opinion, because when I'm speaking to other people, I feel like I run circles around them in terms of articulation, and they can't articulate their point as well. There are obviously exceptions. I'm not saying every person I've ever met, I just articulate so much better than them. Like, I'm literally such a second year and I'm just so smart. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, like, the majority, like in high school, in sixth form, meeting people around, I just feel like sometimes people might have the ideas and thoughts and intellect, but then they might not be as good displaying that to me. But then I've also met people who run circles around me as well, obviously. I think that's one of my strengths. And I've outlined that, and hence why, like, I'm not good at the videos at all, but I don't mind speaking on the vids, and I'm not too bothered about showing my face, and I've never been bothered about stuff like that because I've never really cared about what anyone else thinks, because guess what? This links back to the game. I found this early on, like a reason why I probably don't care as much. I don't care what anyone else thinks, because the person that's thinking bad things about me, where are they? Who are they? And usually no one. I'm not going to lie, if Luke Belmar watched my vids and said, dude, your vids are straight ass, like, I would actually be quite, oh, are they? Thought they were pretty decent. But obviously, like, the majority of people that are going to judge me are literally, like, losers. Or what are they doing? Like, okay, you're an RE teacher. Cheers, mate. I'll deflect that 20 grand paycheck over there. You know what I'm saying, bro? So I'm never really bothered about what people are going to think, because if they're judging, hate never usually comes from above. It usually comes from down below. So you should never care what people think. Maybe the Americani to the Domatron is ready now. More than fucking ready. More than... I'm actually going to go for seconds. When playing the game as well, you need to outline what are my biggest ROI tasks right now. And this comes into the strengths and weaknesses thing. My biggest ROI task is not going to be watching a speech course on YouTube or learning how to pronounce my words better, because it's already a strength. I need to bring up other areas of my life first. What's a weakness for me? Maybe I don't want to bait out my weaknesses, to be honest, on the cami. But as you boys know, I probably have loads, and I do have loads because I've identified them. And that's one thing that you need to do, in my opinion. When you play in the game, like I said earlier, when you play in the game of making money and trying to improve yourself and being that guy, and if you want to be that guy on a yacht in Monaco listening to House of the Rising Sun, there is a house in New Orleans, and it's called the Rising Sun. If you want to be that guy with a GT3 RS, then you need to outline what you're good and bad at so you can fucking get that shit, bruv. You know what I mean? I don't want me in the GT3. I want me, you, boom, bombing it down the fucking... You know what I'm saying, bro? You need to outline what you're good and bad at, because then you can start attacking it. You can start bringing it up, and then you're going to start being way more of an all-rounder. Let me give you a free weakness of mine that I'm bringing up consciously. Well, consistency is always an issue for everybody. Like, yeah, there's certain areas in life where I'm inconsistent that I need to smash it up. Yeah, definitely. And my weakness, I would say, and if you know, comes with a vice, I would say, and I'm not going to go too deep on this, but yeah, my weakness is definitely a certain vice, and I always fall back into it. Fell back into it for probably since year 9, to be honest, and if you know, you know. And I find everyone has something that they've got to conquer. Everyone has their own battles. Some guys are fat and they need to be skinny. Some guys are skinny and they need to bulk up. Some guys are slow thinkers and they need to improve their speed and precision. Some guys think too fast and are clumsy and inaccurate, and you know what I mean, and need to slow down a bit and need to think a bit more. Everyone has their own battle and their own challenges, and it's all unique to you. That's what I'm saying about the 10 points. Splatter them at the fucking board of sliders with different characteristics. Linking back once again, This is why you can't bring your friends into the game, because everyone has their own unique challenges. Their challenge might not be the game. They might not want it to be the game. They might have other games in their head that they're playing. They might want to get girls. They might want to get a nice stable job. They might want to have a good family. You never know what games people are playing, and they're never going to fully tell you. And maybe they don't even know themselves. But just don't try to get them involved, because they need to be on it on their own. Now, I'm happy to teach you guys and speak to you guys and get you guys involved in the game, because you're already seeking the knowledge. You're already watching this video. You're already in my Discord. You're already getting involved in the live calls. You're already, like, some of you reaching out to get mentored by me and work with me. And I'm happy to do that. Obviously, I only take on a certain amount of people, but I'm happy to do that, obviously, because you're reaching out. You're making that step, and I'm happy to, because I know then, oh, I've got a game player. Oh, let's get him in. Let's fucking, boom. Let's feed him the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I have all the knowledge at all. If I had all the knowledge, I would be not here right now. I would be in Monaco, my GT3. But I'm 21, and I'm not saying that's justifying it, because there are so many printers that are way younger than me. But I'm trying, you're never trying your best, mate. You can always try harder. But I'm trying pretty decent rate at the moment, trying harder than I've ever tried. So maybe in a year or 2 years, we'll be there, boys. In my vision, I think that will be the case. But I just wanted to rant about that, to be honest, boys. A little bit about the game, a little bit about trying not to convert your friends into the game, although I have converted 2 of them. Sometimes maybe they're not as all in as I like, and that's as I like. Once again, they have their own lives, they have their own goals. You know what I mean? Maybe they're not as all in as I want them to be, fully. But once again, I don't expect everybody to quit their full-time job at Rolls-Royce, a massive prospect degree apprenticeship, throw it all away to go Thailand and trade. Don't expect everyone to do that. But the universe respects someone who is willing to take risk for what they want. Hence why man's being blessed along the way. Don't know. If you're watching this, quit your job and go Thailand. No. Don't expect that at all, mate. But what have we got here? It's Theo, boy. Theo, look at me. Hey, what is it? Nice. Well, as you already know, I'm going to give a shout out from someone in the Discord. Yesterday was Lewis. Nerd, by the way, Lewis. Fuck you. Yesterday was Lewis. Well, not yesterday, 2 days ago. And today I've got a new one for you boys. He's been creeping up on the roster. He's been creeping up, hasn't he, Theo? He's not been creeping up at all. He's actually turning into one of the core boys, I can't lie. But Guap, Sam, hope you're watching this, mate. Can't wait for the Thailand motive, and I hope you get on the content as well. I want to see you making videos, to be fair, mate. That'd be sick if you get on the video. Get on the videos, because I think Guap's mindset is really solid, and I think he has a lot to it. His name's Sam as well. His name's Guap in the Discord anyway. He has a lot to teach, and I think his knowledge could be greatly consumed by a lot of you boys as well. Like, honestly, man, he's quite a wise guy. I don't know too much about him in terms of, like, the background of him and his personal, but I know that he absorbs the trading knowledge, and I know that he's good at the game, and I know that he'll probably win, mate, long term. So gas for that guy. Shout out to him. See you boys in the next one.